What's good, guys? What's good? Good morning. How's everybody doing today? So, happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, which is obviously this is the time where a lot of people they crack on their word. See, you started off the week great, and this is the time that people start to crack. And why is that? It's because in the beginning of the week you got a burst of inspiration to do something. But this is your job. Your job is to keep the inspiration going, to keep inspiring yourself. And when you have like a structured system, when you have instructions too, like one of the things that we were reading in the Bible last night with my family was discipline your children with instruction. Like they have to know what they have to do. If they don't know what they have to do, then they're just doing this. Like the motivation, if it's there, it's there. They'll do it. But if it's not there, they just don't do anything because they don't have any like instructions. Basically, they don't have any structure in their life. And one of the things that has helped me, my family, and continuously helping my son is instructions, a blueprint on what to do, when to do it, and then you execute the day like that. So, most of us have goals in life, right? And our job is to stay inspired, like to keep the flame going every day. That's our job. Our job is to keep it going. So, by reading the Word of God every day, by going to the gym every day, by eating healthy every day, by going to work every day. There's even structure behind that. See, you go to your job when you feel good, and when you feel bad, it doesn't matter. You have to, right? Because you got to pay bills, but you got to do this. But that's actually a good thing because it keeps us moving. Can you imagine a world where people didn't have to do anything and they just basically like just sitting like without doing anything? I mean, what kind of life would that be? Like I've had situations in my life where I've sat down and I haven't done anything, and it's, to be honest with you guys, when less fulfilled I've ever felt, when I wasn't creating, when I wasn't working towards something. I felt bad, to be honest with you. And that's why I know this is what you need. You need to get up. You need to move. You need to find inspiration. You need to set up a goal and set up a plan that's going to help you keep going. Because what's the point? What's the point of doing something if it doesn't inspire you, if you don't see like something farther down, One of the things that I was reading this morning was we were reading Ephesians 6, so it's put on the full armor of God in the morning. And if you don't do that, you're kind of just going out into war, a spiritual war, without any armor. And you're going to get hit, and you're going to fall, and you're going to get up, and you're going to get hit. You probably will just stay down for the rest of the day and be like, yeah, you know what, tomorrow's a new day. Yeah, although tomorrow is a new day, your day is not over. You have so many hours of your day still that you can shift things if you just change your perspective. But when you put on the armor consciously, you put on the armor in the morning, you go out with intention, yes. You go out with purpose, yes. But also, if you get hit, it's not going to hurt that bad. It's not. You're going to brush it off because the armor is there to protect you. And I do truly see it like that. Like the days that I have not put on the armor, the days that I get up and I'm just like, like a meh, I don't really get far because I have no purpose that day. That day I'm just like, you know what? It's not even that I don't have purpose. I do. The problem is that I get hit and it hurts more. It weighs more. So one of the things I do want to encourage you guys is to put on the armor of God, because life is going to be so much easier with you doing it with God versus you trying to do it on your own. And then one of the things that you have to do too is ask yourself and ask God if you're in alignment. How do you know if you're in alignment? How do you know you're in alignment? Thank God I have a blueprint for my life. I know when I'm in alignment, and I know when I'm going out of alignment, when I'm falling away, like I'm drifting away. I know it. And then you feel it. And then you go like, that's why I don't feel good, because I didn't do my non-negotiables today. Because, and it's not even about like, it's actually, there's a saying, right? It says discipline is freedom. It truly is freedom from the life that you don't want. You're creating, and discipline is helping you. But you need consistency. You need to attach it to consistency to do things when you don't feel like it. Because that's what discipline is. And consistency is just keep going, keep going, keep going. Yet some days you won't notice anything different. But believe me, there is something different. It's just that you've been looking at yourself and at your life from too close of a lens that everything seems the same. But somebody that hasn't seen you in a while will look at you and be like, damn, bro, like you look good. Or, hey, dude, I see you're doing things. I see you're doing that. But this is the thing, guys. Even though you're not receiving applause for what you're doing, keep doing it. Because somebody's watching you. And guess who that somebody is? It's God. Your only audience, the only audience that should matter in your life is God. And if you're doing good, and God knows it, you know, and God rewards you for it. I know a lot of times in my life I wasn't doing good things, to be honest with you. I wasn't, and there was some sort of shame behind it, and then there was some sort of guilt behind it. And although, like, think about it like this: the things that you don't do, just think of the things that you do that create shame and guilt. Think about it like a credit line that you didn't pay the bill. And that credit line interest is growing and growing. So guess what? It's getting heavier and heavier every time because you're not paying the bills. And that's what life is. Like, let's pay the bills. Let's do the things that we know we need to do that we don't want to do, but although do give us true freedom and they make us feel good. Before you know it, when I first started going to the gym, I didn't like it. I'm not, when I first started doing the burpees, I can remember a time when I went to visit my coach, and I went and I didn't know what I was in for. I went because I was like, damn, you know, the vibe, I want it. I was new on the team and I wanted to go because I saw everybody, and I'm like, dude, like if I could just get there, things are going to change. And they did, but it took time. Anyways, I went into the burpees for the first time, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I'm feeling horrible. And I can see a girl next to me busting them like nothing, and I'm looking at her, and she's probably like in her 40s and 50s, and I'm just like, and I'm in my 30s. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with me? I can't do it. And then she goes like, all you really need to do is continue to do them, and you're gonna get better every day. And I was like, okay, and I did them. And then coach started something which was 5 a.m. burpees. I did it one time out of motivation, and then I wouldn't show up a couple of days, and then I would go, and then I wouldn't show up, and then it would dread because everybody like this is a belief people have. 5 a.m. Oh no, that's too early. I get up at 6. I get up at 7, and it's like that's just a belief. Because I created a new belief in my life. When I started to see the way my life, in order for things to work the way that I wanted to, you know, basically impact my family, I had to change that 5 a.m. to 2:33 a.m. And it was just a belief, like, you know, that it was possible. And now we do it. And it's like, to people, it may sound crazy. But to us, it's purpose driven. To get up in the morning and like to do like the prayer, the spending time with God as a family, to me, that's one of the most important things that, you know, I value in my life. I know if I could do this, I'm doing God's will. And I know that God's looking at me and being like, even though some days, you know, it's harder than others, I know that God's looking down on me and he's like, that's my son. Because I'm doing his will. And then I go out and we go to the gym and we come back and we eat healthy and we go to work. It's a great feeling. And not only that, God rewards you. Just give it time, but God will reward that. I can remember a time where things were super hard and I didn't want to do them. But you know what? I'm glad I never gave up on myself. And even though times you may slip, I always get back up. That's part of my identity. That's part of my belief. And you create that through time. Jump on a program as fast as you can. I have my own program. I'm not saying you have to jump on mine, but jump on something that's going to inspire you and keep you going and keep attending the garden, pulling out the weeds. All those negative thoughts are just weeds in your mind. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'm gonna keep it very short because I got more things to do. Fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, thank God I gotta do them. Thank God I get to do them. See, this is one of the things I do on a consistently basis with myself. Is like reframe the way I say things. Sometimes you have to reframe what you said before it goes too far out there. Grab it. But like, wait a minute, I didn't mean to say that. I mean to say it like this. Why? Because you speak your life into existence. You're creating your life through the words that you speak. Every time you're faced with an individual, you're faced with an opportunity to create. So start creating. Start creating. People might say, "Oh, you're make." It's people say, "How can I say that if it's not true?" You speak life into it. Then you have faith. Then you follow through. And you follow through. And even though people go, it's not your life, but you spoke it. And then before you know it, you keep following up. And at a distance of time, you're going to look back and be like, yeah, I am that. It's very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Life is simple. All you really have to do, like Nike says, just do it. Just get started. Just start today and keep moving, guys. Happy Wednesday. Let's get it.